man. You already know, man. We got us no other. I always said we got us a special guest, Henny the More.
Indeed, man. Hey, it's always a privilege and a pleasure to be here with your boss. Hey, I appreciate you having me on. And hey, we gonna rock out, man. We got us a good opponent coming to Dallas. I know that we like call them the Aints, but they ain't that bad this year, man. They actually got some personnel that can keep you up at night game planning for. But hey, we got this under control, man. We're gonna break everything down from the top to the bottom. You know I brought the numbers with me, man.
I know you did. I can't wait to talk about it with you, man. So, just like last week, man. But this time it's going to be better because the last time we handled the coaches. This time we going to just kind of freestyle and talk about it all, man. We going to talk about it all. Now, my thumbnail, are the Saints a trap game to the Cowboys?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yes, please.
I do not believe you can have a trap game against a team that scored almost 50 points in the National Football League. Like, regardless of who they played, it's hard to score 47 points in the National Football League. Right. So I want people to understand this about this matchup. The Dallas Cowboys are not overlooking a team that dropped 47. The Dallas Cowboys are not going to overlook a quarterback that came to Dallas and beat them the last time that they played. The Dallas Cowboys are not going to overlook a team that Mike McCarthy likes to beat because he used to be a coordinator over there. He didn't get an opportunity to coach against the Saints the last time they played. So you know that's on his mind as well. I don't believe the Dallas Cowboys are looking over this game. There's a bunch of people here that got motivation to win this game.
I got two reasons why I think it's a trap. I'm going to start the show, and then we go get into it. You know what I'm saying? I got two reasons. Yeah, I'm going to tease you. But you punched back real good. That was a good punch, bro. I ain't going to lie. That's a good punch, man. That's a good punch, bro. Let me see. Let me see if I got my sound effects ready to go. Let me see. Man, where my punch button at? I know I got this one. And this one. Yeah, so. And that one. But anyway, yeah, man. Y'all sit back, man, and relax for a second. Let me get the bells and whistles together. Me and Henny go come right back and we go deliver y'all another one. You feel me?
Another one.
Let's go. Yes, indeed, man. So let's go ahead and get into this. All right. So here, I got two reasons why I think this could be a trap. It don't laugh though. I'm dead serious though. I'm serious.
Don't tell me not to laugh. Don't tell me not to laugh.
No, I'm serious, bro. I'm serious. I be trying to think through this stuff. Where I want to make sure we don't get caught slipping. I'm gonna go ahead and give both of them. I would give it to you one at a time, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you both of them, big dog. Okay. All right. So this, I'm gonna give it to you all at once. The Storm. That's one.
Okay.
Two. Dallas got a young team. To me, that's what make it a trap. What's your thoughts on that?
I think maybe in years past you could have a trap game like that, but it's got me hard pressed to think a guy like Mike Zimmer, who is a disciplinarian, who is a tactician, is not going to have his team ready to play a team that dropped 40.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would understand if this was the opposite. Let's say this team had 47 scored on them,
Right.
and they got embarrassed.
Right.
I think, and then we got the big game against the Ravens right after that, and we might take them lightly, like when Houston came to town, and then we barely got through that. Then we went and played Jacksonville. We saw what happened there. Like I can understand that scenario, but I think it's all hands on deck once you've seen that. And I'll put it to you like this, man. Like, there is more riding on beating the Saints than it even was beating the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
Because it's an NFC team.
Right.
They would have a win over you, and there'll be a game ahead simultaneously. So that's like a 2-game advantage if they were somehow able to come to your house and beat you.
Right.
And we already know that the NFC is going to be tough. Like, nobody expected to see. And listen, the Vikings still might not make the playoffs, but nobody expected to see the Vikings look decent. You know what I'm saying? Sam Darnold was. Listen, when I saw Sam Darnold play, I realized why Trey Lance got beat out in in 49ers country. That man was out there dicing up the Giants. So, like, for real, like, he looked real good. I know he had a bunch of weapons, but he looked good. He made use of them. But point being, like, the NFC, there's too many teams vying for these 7 playoff spots to take any of them. You know, and then it's going to be a common opponent at that. The Eagles play the Saints, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the Eagles need to be the one to fall into the trap, but not the Dallas Cowboys. I believe Zimmer is going to have these boys ready to play this game, at least on the defensive side of the ball.
I think this is also going to be Zimmer's first real test.
I agree.
And mainly because of your tweet. My boy Henny said, while many will focus on QBX's use of motion and play action in week 1, the Saints ran the ball 37 times. 6th most in the NFL for 180 yards, tied for 3rd most rushing yards in week 1. Winning on early downs and forcing obvious passing situations will pay dividends. You preached on that, bro.
I appreciate that because, listen, unlike the team we just played, they will have their primary stable of running backs. Alvin Kamara looked damn good. He had 85 yards on the ground. He had over 100 yards from scrimmage. We know that he's a dual threat. They also have Jameson. What's the boy name? Jameson Williams led the NFL in rushing touchdowns a couple years ago. And then, of course, you got the gadget player in Taysom Hill. And, he'll line up as a fullback. He'll line up as a running back. He'll line up and be a wildcat quarterback at times. So they got a bunch of people that can run the football. They'll give it to the wide receivers on jet motions like we do. So this is going to be a running attack that is multifaceted and can attack you in a multitude of ways. Because here's Alvin Kamara right here lined up. There's motion. Got held by the motion, caught the seam up the middle. Like, this is like, listen, I know listen, I'm personally somebody that think Alvin Kamara is sort of overrated as a runner of the football because he's never had 1,000-yard season on the ground, but he's a damn good football player.
He is,
especially in a stable.
Yeah. He looked real good Sunday. He looked real good Sunday, man. And see, going back to this rushing attack, I think this is going to be our first attack because I believe, based on the coaching tree, and then obviously we're going to talk about that with Clint, especially when you look at where he come from, he's going to have an understanding of a commitment to the running game. So for those of us who've been trying to see, are we go stop the run and have we tooled up Zimmer to be able to stop the run? I think we getting ready to see that, Hen.
I hope so. Because listen, the Dallas Cowboys defense can be dominant, but only if they can stop the run. The same way that teams get into these big games and make the Dallas Cowboys one-dimensional, the Dallas Cowboys need the ability to do the same to their opponents.
Right.
It's hard to beat anybody if you give up 150, 160, 180 yards on the ground. At that point, you don't even have to put the ball in harm's way. Like Derek Carr, and listen, Derek Carr is an underrated quarterback. I don't think he was the problem in Oakland. He's had big games for them, and I know it didn't lead to playoff assists, but the man is a 30,000-yard passer. He's got all the accolades. Like, he's a good quarterback. He's not elite, in my opinion, but he's a good quarterback. So to have him in that system where he doesn't have to put on his Superman cape, save the day, he can lean on a running game, lean on play action. By the way, they had the third highest play action rate in the National Football League, right? So it's not like they asked him to fall back. And listen, the Saints offensive line is in shambles right now. Ramczyk is out for the season. They got a guard that may not play. None of that stuff really even mattered, right? None of that stuff mattered last week because they were able to utilize motion and utilize play action and run the football. So Derek Carr didn't have to get into obvious drop back situations.
Yeah.
So if you keep him clean, you give him a running game, he can dice you up.
Yeah. No, because he diced them balls up last week. It looked like that play calling really helped him out a lot. Can you get into that real quick?
All right. So in regards to the play calling, like I mentioned, most play action passes in the NFL for week 1. And listen, are you really surprised that somebody from the Shanahan coaching tree utilized the run and utilized play action and motion? Because I want y'all to remember, Kubiak was just with the 49ers last year. He was with them during that Super Bowl run. He was the passing game. I forget what they call it, pass game coordinators, passing game specialists. Either way, you know, he's been around Kyle Shanahan for years. He's been around that version of the West Coast offense for years. And he brought that with him to the New Orleans Saints. So you'll see them use misdirection, motion, sail routes, play action. Like, those pretty much going to be the calling cards you're going to see. And what I like about this game is pretty much this. You can use this game as an opportunity to be a tune-up for when you actually go on the road and play the real things against the 49ers in a couple of weeks.
Right.
You will be facing the same exact offense, just with different personnel. So if you can stop, and listen, everybody runs the West Coast offense. The principles don't change. It's just how they get to them. Right. Mike McCarthy is in Dallas running dagger, running dragon, running lion, and they are too. It's just the difference or the wrinkles how you get to. Are you disguising it with motion, or is your West Coast concepts coming off of play action? Like, what are you doing to put your own spin on it to make life easier for your quarterback? So theoretically, you should have a bead on what they're doing anyway, because this is a similar offense to what you run, at least conceptually. The only differences are the motion and the play action, and how they get into those said sets.
Right. Yeah. So no, I think this is gonna be tougher than what we actually saw with the Browns. I really do, because they played with a lot of energy. They played really good. They played very tough, and that's a divisional game. And I know their opponent weak. We all know the Panthers is a weak team, but they played them very good. So let me get into this film also with Derek, because you had a stat line for him. Can you break him down real quick?
Oh, the stat for Derek Carr. Let me get it pulled up. I got you, man. Give me 2 seconds. I got you. I get to it.
That boy was dotting, man. That boy was throwing some real dots.
So this was Derek Carr's numbers: 19 of 23, 200 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, no interceptions, and a passer rating of Derek Carr. He was damn near perfect.
Yeah. 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 What's the game plan to get after Derek Carr?
Listen, Derek Carr is not the same kind of quarterback as Deshaun Watson. If you can get to Derek Carr, you can bring him down. Deshaun Watson is a super athlete. He's mobile. He shook off Michael Parsons to escape a sack a couple of times. If that offensive line can't hold up, because there are questions on that Saints offensive line, you can get to Derek Carr. You can rattle him. You can hit him. You can knock him off rhythm. He is a quarterback that likes playing playing on time. And if you can disrupt their timing, if you can make him uncomfortable, if you got him, if you got him double clutching and pumping, holding on to the football, or trying to rush that throw, Derek Carr is not the same quarterback.
Right.
And that is one thing that they could not do. Like, they could not at any point disrupt Derek Carr. As a matter of fact, Derek Carr was one of the least pressured quarterbacks in all of the NFL this week. Like, they barely breathed on the man. I don't even think he got sacked.
Nah.
So of course, when you're running the ball and your quarterback is staying clean, that man's jersey probably ain't got to get washed.
Right. Cause see, did you watch the game?
I actually watched it twice, condensed.
So, what I saw from the game is they definitely go take their vertical shots. Our corners will go get tested this game for sure. They go take their vertical shots. They go definitely commit to the run, but they also go try to beat you over top. We got to be able to stop the big plays. If you stop the big plays with Derek Carr, you got a chance, But they are not afraid at all to take their shots. And another thing, just kind of as I was watching them and watching the game, Rashid was kind of their main explosive guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rashid was getting off. And they was doing a lot to get him the ball, especially on vertical shots. So they really, really, really are going to test us, and I know it's going to be Rashid. They was trying to they was actually doing more vertically with Rashid than they was doing with Chris Olave. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, Shaheed is the most explosive player that they have. Now, Chris Olave is the best wide receiver they have. He's the better route runner. He's still explosive. He has 1,000 yards the last 2 seasons. But, you talk about who's going to be the big play guy is going to be Rashid. They even use him in the return game.
Yeah.
Right? So, pretty much an equivalent of our team would be somebody like Avonte Turpin. He's a bigger Avonte Turpin. Yeah. When he coming to the game, he going deep. He might be coming around on a jet sweep. He's going to be returning a kick. Like, he's the guy that does it all for them, basically. Right. And we do know from experience that Derek Carr does not mind trying corners. If y'all remember when he came to Dallas,
he went vertical time, on Anthony Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, and he picked on Anthony Brown. And listen, I'm not saying that every single one of those calls were valid, but he saw that they were coming his way.
I would say all of those calls was invalid. Because didn't he get like 4 pass interferences that game?
It was 3 or 4. I can't remember. I know the one that everybody remembers is the
for sure. And then, so we also know this is gonna be a test for who?
It's gonna be a test for Seatbelt, because he's not gonna be throwing to the ball to Trayvon Diggs.
Yep.
But I was gonna say this: last game, the Dallas Cowboys barely played man at all. Listen, I have not seen the Dallas Cowboys play so much zone. It didn't really work, right?
Yeah.
But this last game, they played more cover 3 than anything. They played the 2 primary coverages the Dallas Cowboys employed during this game against the Browns was cover 3. They ran cover 3 33% of the time, and they ran a version of cover 6.
Let me make this bigger.
So yeah, this is the Dallas Cowboys right here. So if Dan Quinn was here, this cover 1, he played cover 1 robber most of the time. we only played that 16% of the time.
Right.
That's the only true man coverage that we did, because we did not do a single cover zero all out blitz at all. Cover two, we stayed in that 18% of the time. Cover three, we stayed in that 33% of the time. Cover four, cover six, 15% for cover four, 18% for cover six.
Yeah.
So the Dallas Cowboys mixed and matched a bunch of different zone coverages, and what I like, if you know a lot of times cover four and cover six end up being match coverages. So it may be a zone at one point, but it ends up being your man. Like it evolves into man once they come to your zone and certain keys are met. If
Right.
you don't understand what we're saying about match coverage,
Right.
so it gave them a lot of versatility, and it did lead to Deshaun Watson not being really sure what the hell he was looking at times.
Yeah.
But it also bodes well for us when you got speed guys like that. You don't necessarily have to have the athlete that can run with them. You just have to make sure you're doing your job and you're passing the guy off to when they need to be passed off.
Right. 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 Now, but I'm excited for this game, and I'm excited for this game for Carson. That's the main guy that I'm excited for, because I felt like he had a good game one. I want to see how he followed up. Because this is the game where they go test him for sure. Because he got tested, but he got more tested with in breaking routes, and he got tested in terms of chains. He wasn't tested vertically. This game is gonna definitely test him vertically. So I'm excited to see how that holds up. I'm not worried about Diggs at all. I mean, not even a little bit. I know Diggs is go absolutely do his thing. So let's get into these coaches real quick, because I know you had a lot that you want to talk about with Kubiak. So let's get into that.
Yeah, so let's just go ahead and cover Clint, man. And listen, I don't really have a lot of in-game action with Clint, because that was his first time being an offensive coordinator in the National Football League, right? So first, let's take a look at how he called that game. Right, let's take a look at how Clint actually called that game, what they went about. Because listen, I know when you look at 3 passing touchdowns,
Right.
really outside of that big play to Shaheed, there wasn't really much of a passing attack. Like that went for damn near 60 yards itself. He only had 140 yards outside of that play.
This play right here. This one.
Yep, this one right there. This huge play. And if I'm not mistaken, were they not in cover 4 when this happened?
That's definitely cover 4. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you see Horn is highly upset. He felt like that somebody should have picked that up.
Nah, man, that's on you, Horn.
The field is broken up into 4 different quadrants. You got this side. There's 2 interior zones, and the guy on the other end got that quarter. So if they're on your end, you got to have the deepest man at that point, Horn.
Right. This is a question I've been thinking of myself from my boy Paul. My boy Paul asked a real good question. So I'm going to funnel this to you. Was it more about the Saints, or is it about the Panthers being sucky?
Yes.
I say both.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said yes, because you got to think about it. You got to think about it. And to be fair, what a lot of people don't realize about the Panthers were the number 1 pass defense in the National Football League last year. It might be by default because they were also one of the worst run defenses in the league, so you didn't really have to pass the ball on them. But by default, to be fair, they were a top pass defense last year. The Dallas Cowboys didn't drop 40 on them when we played them.
Right.
I mean, listen, we needed a defensive score to get over 30.
Right.
So it's not like, this happens often. That's why you got to give them their flowers. So while it's not the best opponent in the world, it's hard as hell to score 47 points in the National Football League. So
Right.
you do get brownie points for that.
Yeah. You definitely get brownie points for that. Let's go back to this coaching though.
Okay. Oh, Clint. And this the thing though, man. Like the issue with Clint Kubiak so far that I've seen is that everybody can do a little bit of everything. That's pretty much been the calling card for the Saints, but he's actually shown to be a pretty decent play caller, at least up to this point. What I mean by that is you got a guy like Alvin Kamara. You see him on the field, you don't necessarily know if he's actually going to be a running back at that point. He might go out in the slot. He might go out wide because they can align him at any place that you want to. So when you talk about the Saints, they got a lot of different people on their team that you don't really know what their job responsibility is going to be when they're on the field. You might see Taysom Hill on the field. Is he going to be the quarterback on this play? Is he going to be the running back on this play? Is he going to be the tight end on this play? Is he going to be a wide receiver on this play and be spread out wide? So the one of the issues that you'll see with the Saints and Kubiak's scheme, you know, when you see a multitude of these guys that got different skill sets, even with a guy like Shaheed, who they also will line up in the backfield and things like that, you don't know what the hell is going to come until they actually break the huddle and get in there. So it's hard to actually match your personnel up with that. And then when you're using that amount of motion, you're using that amount of misdirection, that can give you issues, over the course of 4 quarters. So I don't even just think it's just Kubiak. It's the kind of players they have. They got more gadget players over there on the Saints roster than I think anywhere else in the National Football League, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And when you combine that versatility with good play calling, and you put that in a Shanahan offense, you can get a 30-point night. You can get a 40-point night. You can get a 47-point night.
Yeah, because they put 30 points on it. They put 30 points on the Panthers fast, bro. Mm-hmm. They put 30 points on the Panthers like extremely fast. Like, you right. They really do a good job. Yeah, they do a really good job with their versatility players. They really do. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. My concern with Kubiak is, obviously this is his first time calling plays, but he is from sound philosophy, especially at San Fran. And what I saw, the main thing that I saw on both sides of the ball, with their offensive coordinator as well as their defensive coordinator, I saw a lot of physicality on both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball. I saw they was playing extremely fast, extremely tough, a whole lot of energy on both sides of the ball. Like, if you watch the Browns was flat. They just look flat. But no, not New Orleans. This game is gonna test our youngsters. This game is gonna definitely test our youngsters. Who on our offense do you think should get off this game? What game is this made for?
Well, it actually depends on who plays. Because if Marshawn Lattimore don't play, I'm picking on whoever they line up against CeeDee Lamb. Because I know Marshawn Lattimore will probably be the primary guy that they try to stick on Lamb. But if he can't go, I like my chances of CeeDee Lamb against any other corner that they got.
Them boys play good too, man. And you know they got Kool-Aid over there.
Oh, he a child.
I like that. They play good though, head. Them boys look real good, bro. They did.
Never send a boy to do a man's job. When you come for probably the best wide receiver in the National Football League, you don't send a kid to do a man's job. Especially where we line CeeDee Lamb up. Like, it's damn near impossible to bracket somebody from the slot. There's too much that can go wrong trying to double cover somebody playing in the slot. He will be on an island by himself with CeeDee Lamb able to go anywhere on the field. He can take you vertically. He can take you back out to the flat. He can take you back into the middle of the field. CeeDee Lamb has the whole route tree to his, in his arsenal when he's lined up in the slot. That is too much to ask for a rookie cornerback. Nobody should ask that from a rookie cornerback. So I don't really know what they do with Marshawn Lattimore can't go. Now, what I will say, offensively, if Jake Ferguson can go, that's probably one of the better matchups that you can have. But I am concerned about Tyrann Mathieu on Jake Ferguson if he is healthy, because I don't even know who plays at this point. Tyrann Mathieu did not participate in practice today. Marshawn Lattimore did not participate in practice today. So I need to get a clearer picture of who they're actually going to put on the field before I talk about the matchups. Because if we're going head to head, this is a very good defensive unit. They got Cam Jordan back from injury. They signed Chase Young in the offseason. They got Willie Gay, multi-time Super Bowl winning linebacker from the Kansas City Chiefs. They went and got Tyrann Mathieu, who's a Super Bowl winning safety with one of the best safeties in his prime. Right? They already had Marshawn Lattimore. So you just go down the list, still got what's the boy name? DeMario Davis. They still got a great defensive unit. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of these guys are getting older. Some of these guys are getting nicked. So I don't really know the product they'll be able to put on the field. And they'll need.
I think I'm prepared to call Chase Young a bust.
Chase Young had a good game this last game, though.
He did?
Like he was very disruptive.
Okay, because I ain't see it at all. Now, I watched the game and I ain't see it at all. Let me go look at it real quick. Let me go ahead. Keep talking, though. Let me go look at it. I want to see his production.
But, yeah, man. Like, listen, they got a good defense. The Saints were also – and this is the thing. Like, I understand why a lot of people get the narrative that they're a quarterback away. Because a lot of these teams have defenses that end in the top 5, top 6, top 10 and shit. And they just can't score points and they're on the field all the damn time. So I understand why a lot of people come up with the narrative that a lot of teams are a quarterback away. Because the Saints had a very solid defense last year, even with losing Cam Jordan at the early part of the season. Matter of fact, let me get the Saints numbers from last year pulled up from the defense side of the ball.
I don't see no production for Chase unless they ain't updated stats. I don't see no production.
You got to look at the pressures and shit.
Gotcha. All right. So he was disruptive pressure-wise.
Yeah, like they couldn't do shit to block anybody. They had a corner get 3 sacks.
Yeah.
But that is one thing I did want to point out though. Like they blitzed so much to get the pressure that they got.
Yeah, they blitzed a lot.
You know they can't do that against Dak Prescott.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. If they try that blitz stuff, man, we gonna eat them boys.
It's gonna be a cat and mouse game, man. Like, can they get home? Because at the end of the day, like I know this not gonna be the defensive player of the year that Tyler Guyton goes against. But Cam Jordan is a future Hall of Famer. The man got over 100 sacks for his career, multi-time All-Pro. Like this is gonna be a guy that's gonna get a gold jacket at one point. So he may not be the best that he was all the time, but he can be the best he ever was at least once against a rookie. So I don't know. I might still get Tyler Guyton a little bit of help this game. Think I just could. I'm not cutting leash. You got to respect your opponents, man. He wasn't healthy last year, but man, like he's a good player, especially when you talk about raw strength as a power rusher. Like he could be destructive for a young left tackle. And listen, if you don't think you should make the whole game plan about stopping Cam Jordan, fine. Yeah. But if he start getting off, you need to make your
as an adjustment. I'm with you. I was struggling with it at first, but as an adjustment, yeah. If he start kind of looking like,
listen,
but honestly,
it's a possibility.
Henny, I'm gonna be honest. I don't see it happening at all. Because I feel like Tyler, everything is downhill after Miles. You see what I'm saying?
Matchup makes fights, man. It's not always
that's what I'm saying. Like,
listen, I understand that he's not going to play another player of that caliber.
Right.
Like, there's nobody that's physically gifted. This man is 35 years old and still playing in the National Football League for a reason. If this man ain't have shit else in the tank, he would be doing podcasts like you and me. Like this man got something.
I don't know, man. It's some boys in their 30s. They still getting checks and they done lost it. Like Calais Campbell. I don't know why some of us loved him so much. I have no idea. He clearly not who he was.
Listen, that man ain't listen. He was one of the best defensive tackles in the league for a very long time. But at this point of his career, he's just a specialist. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with being a specialist. If you can still go out and get 7 sacks in the National Football League, they want you. And that's what he does now. He is a pass rushing specialist. They don't even let him play defensive tackle full time.
Because me and you,
around the line.
We did a show on all the edges and defensive ends that Tyler's gonna face.
Yeah, I did not bring up Cam Jordan.
Right. See what I'm saying?
I brought up everybody that had production from last year. He didn't play because he was hurt last year. So I couldn't. This is my question. I
just got a question real quick.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do you allow Tyler to go ahead and play these guys on the island? How long we go keep the training wheels on Tyler Guyton? Real talk.
I mean, longer than one game.
So because obviously we had to put, and it was smart to put the training wheels on them for the Browns. But at what point do you say, all right, you got to go out there and ride that bike?
Look at the Giants. A team. Listen, you do shit like that against a team that is obviously sorry. I don't know yet. I feel like for real. Like I'm not even capping.
Wait, because remember with Steele, they didn't do that. Remember? Steele year 2. Steele year 2. They put him on that island on Bosa. They put him on that island with Judon. They sure did.
They did. But listen, that was year 2. This is year 1. We saw Terrence Steele year 1.
But this was year 1 with a really, really good game against the defensive player of the year.
Fam, I'm not saying that Tyler Guyton is incapable of playing the National Football League. Y'all got to stop jumping off the cliff. Like y'all seen a little nipple slip, right? Y'all ain't seen the ass or nothing else. Y'all seen a little bit of nipple.
I like metaphors. Let's keep it to football. I'm cool with the metaphors, but let's keep it to football. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm just saying, like, y'all are enticed. I understand. Like, y'all.
No, we talking about real life good play, right?
Yes, you're enticed by what you've seen, but I'm just saying, like, you still got to respect the other players in the National Football League, especially somebody of that ilk. This man, this is not like he's some Rudy Poo. Like, this man gonna get a gold jacket. Like this, I'm not saying he's gonna dominate the man the whole game, but it only takes one strip sack to change the outcome of a game. It only takes one. We got lucky this last game by Jalen Tolbert being able to fall on it. It only takes one strip sack or one hit that Dak Prescott is not expecting to change the tide of a game, especially in a close one. So I'm not saying change the whole game plan. We already touched on this. But have a counter punch if this dude starts taking off. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So we basically saying the same thing. What we saying is, to put it together, is start him out on the island. If he starts seeming like he might be struggling, then go to your adjustments, go to your chips, go to your tight ends, go to your 12 personnel, your 13s, start doing stuff like that to help him out. Because that's actually what they did with Ferg. When Ferg went down. Now, I want to ask you, man, should Ferg play if he can play?
Nope.
I'm with you. Talk to me. I'm gonna tell you why I agree with. Yeah.
17 game season. You don't need to go out there like you feel good right now. You ain't had a 270-pound man take you to the ground yet. You ain't got hit in the leg. Cause you're a big dude too, Jake. They're not gonna gently lay you on a pillow out there when you get hit. They're gonna take your legs out from under you. They're gonna try to hit you and get you on the ground. I don't need you to take any more damage to your knee in a game this early in the season. Now listen, it's an important game. A conference foe? It got playoff implications down the line, maybe because it'll be a like opponent with the Eagles. Ferg, we already dodged one bullet by you being able to walk out of there and not have a season-ending injury. Because I thought you tore your ACL. Hell, Jake said he thought he tore his ACL. You heard a pop. You know what I'm saying? So let's not look this gift horse in the mouth. We got a second chance at life. Let's not jump back into the burning building just yet.
I agree.
Like you can heal up, and we listen. You might be in a better situation to help us in the Ravens game. It might be like, hey, just sit this one out, and you might feel like yourself next week. But right now, no, it's too soon.
Yeah, and on top of that, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I want to see the other tight ends.
The only thing that's sort of pissing me off is that John Stevens didn't practice.
Yeah.
So now we're down to I don't want to see anything from Schoonmaker. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't want to see nothing from Schoonmaker.
You don't want to see nothing from Schoon, bro.
Man, good and well, this man did not did not turn into a good pass catching tight end overnight. It didn't happen. When we seen him in the preseason, he wasn't a good pass catching tight end. When we seen him in training camp,
that part. My thing is, I want it to be obvious so that they can do something. See, because you can hide him as tight end.
They're going to play him.
You see what I'm saying?
They're going to play him.
You can hide him as tight end too. I need it to be known what he is so that they can. You see what I'm saying? That's why I want to see him. Yeah. But I'm excited to see Span. I want to see, can they get Span going, even as a youngster. I want to see, can they get him going? You know? Because this is who Mike McCarthy always wanted. And I think it's been some debates. I think it's been some fights going on in there. I think you got some sponsors going on in two different locations. I think the sponsor for Span is Mike McCarthy. And I think the sponsor for Schoon, if I'm just taking a wild guess, is front office right now. Because he's the second round draft pick. But because isn't it funny how they carried 4 tight ends and nobody expected that to happen? I want to see how this go shake out.
It will be interesting. Because listen, man, I don't know, man. Because listen, they had Hunter Lukey playing, and listen, that was a great play by what's the boy name? 21 for the Browns. What's the cornerback's name? Denzel Ward. It was a great play by Denzel Ward. They were in cover 3. Me and Landlord were looking at this. Shout out to my brother. I see him in the chat box.
What's up, man?
So, when he got his hands on the ball off of Jake Ferguson, he did a deflection. He was not supposed to even be over there. That man completely turned Hunter Lukey loose, trusting that Dak Prescott was going to try and hit Jake Ferguson in between the safety and the linebacker. They were in cover 3. That man completely let Hunter Lukey go. If Dak had held the ball and saw how far off this man had played from his assignment, Hunter Lukey would have had like a 40-yard touchdown.
Yeah. And
they had him out there playing tight end. So I'm curious about what they're going to do with Hunter as well, given the fact that, hell, John Stevens Jr. might not be able to play. And they talked about they worked him at tight end as well over the offseason. That he's been getting reps there for situations like this. So I'm curious to see how they go about the entire tight end room, knowing that you might be down 2 of them.
Right. I personally don't like Hunter playing tight end. I think if you go do all that, bring up Fant.
I mean, at this point,
I say bring up Fant. And the main reason I say bring up Fant is because Fant got a lot of work in preseason. Versus Hunter did not.
Man, Hunter was listen, but Hunter was wide open. Can you blame Hunter
what you
for
mean?
Not getting the touchdown? I'm talking about on the play I'm just talking about. Like Hunter Lukey should have had a 40-yard touchdown this last game.
No, I'm talking about you talking about him playing tight end, right?
Yeah, he was. No, I got to go back and see if he was lined up at tight end first though. Before I can vouch for him on that. He might have came out the backfield on a wheel. I got to go back and look at the play. But I understand. Like, part of me understand why they're enamored with Hunter Lukey. Like, part of me see flashes of him being able to get out and make some plays.
No doubt. Like, absolutely. But to be honest though, man, I think
Thank you, Willie T. He said he came out the backfield.
yeah. So I said, nah. If anything, instead of trying to force to me a round circle to a square hole, just bring up Fant. Yeah, because we know he did it all, and he did it well in preseason. I said it was a log jam because of Schoonmaker, bro. I think Schoonmaker is holding up a lot more better talent at the tight end position as they trying to wait on him to develop. I would rather see us with Fant, and I would rather us actually use Hunter as a lead blocker. Cause see, that's what I noticed when I was watching the Saints. The Saints, they go line up and power you, man. They go put a fullback in front of Kamara, and they go get after it. And they did it often, you know. They had a fullback in front of Kamara almost the whole game. Real talk. And when I go look at the film on Hunter, that's one of his most underrated attributes is his ability to be a lead blocker. I would want to see it. And I would actually want to see it this game.
Now listen, they can be ran on. Like
Right.
the Saints defense, they can be ran on. It's not like they had this extra stellar. Now listen, they might be better this year because they did go get Willie Gay, right? But who knows? Point being, I think the Dallas Cowboys, and this is just like for the over course of the entire season, not just game to game basis. Mike McCarthy already said we will be a good running team because we will commit to it.
Right.
I need to see the commitment.
Yes.
All I saw this last game, you got to 100 yards. Don't get me wrong, you got 100 yards as a team, but you only ran the ball like 20 times in a game that we had a 24-point lead. We were up 24 points. There was not really a reason to throw the ball the entirety of the second half, we're being honest.
Yeah, I would definitely say Mike McCarthy did not manage that game well to me. No.
Just from that, I like some of the play designs in the first half when they were cooking.
Yeah.
But once you got that lead,
yeah,
you know, I think we should have been.
He was too pass happy with that lead. He wasn't taking enough time off the clock. A lot. A lot. He stuck with the passing game a little bit too long to me. I agree with you on that 100%. For sure.
Yeah. And listen, I am a diehard Mike McCarthy supporter, but I also believe when you damn near up 30, you need to be running the ball.
My boy LeBron James said he was trying to prep for next game with pass. What's your thoughts on that? Because I don't think you should be prepping for the next game. I think you should be trying to close out the one you have.
I agree with that sentiment. Because listen, man, we've seen teams come back for 24 points down in the NFL before.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as really having a safe.
A safe, yeah.
Especially in the third quarter. I would understand that it was like the middle of the fourth quarter. They're just about out of timeouts. There's no mathematical way that they can score that many points in the amount of time that you got left. I understand taking a play or two to work out some shit right there.
Yeah.
But third quarter, nah.
Yeah. I saw it exactly like you, man. The game management was just not on it. And then my boy James said Mike don't want to run the ball.
Well, listen, Mike gonna have to run the ball because we've seen in the postseason scoring is down. Like you are playing the best of the best across the board, in the postseason. You cannot be a one-dimensional offense and continue to win playoff games. You might win one, but to win the Super Bowl, you need to string together 3 or 4 victories against the best teams in the National Football League. That's very hard to do when your offense is just the quarterback and his wide receivers.
Right.
It don't work out like that. The 49ers keep going to the dance because they got a run game and they got a system. They got a run game. They can plug in a quarterback. They got weapons out there. They can get to a Super Bowl. They can get to the championship game, right? You look at the Chiefs. Even though during the regular season they don't run the ball as much, in the postseason their rushing attempts skyrocket. You can go look it up. They run the ball way more in the postseason than they do in the regular season. I know a lot of people love Patrick Mahomes, but it's hard to win games when you're just dropping back and throwing the ball all around the yard.
Right.
You're gonna throw picks. You're gonna get hit. Somebody gonna have a drop to turn to a pick. Ask that. You can hit somebody right in the hands and go the other way for a pick six. So it's hard to win just throwing the ball around the yard. You gotta be a multifaceted offense. And I'm not even just saying just run the ball with the running backs. Like, you can utilize the quarterback, you can utilize the wide receivers, you can utilize whoever you want to, but you got to be able to do more than just throw the football.
Right. Right. Yeah. We got us a super chat. You got some super chats over there, big dog?
I don't believe, but let me take a look real quick.
Yeah, double check, make sure. My boy Chris 14 said, I know it's very early, but you guys a little bit concerned about wide receiver 3, and should we make a move to adjust it? Yeah, I think it's too early. I think it's way too early. And tell me what you think of this, Henny, just real quick.
Mhm.
When you go against the Browns, that's secondary nice, bro. You know what I mean?
Great.
So I need to see, wide receiver 3 in some different tests. Because the Browns, it's not too many. I'm just being honest. It's not too many secondaries like the Browns. We might have faced the best secondary in the league. We might have. In terms of nickel. Us. Because we also one of the top in the league too. Especially when Bland come back. So I say it's too early. Just keeping it real. Because remember with receiver by committee, they gave that 8 games. So you got to at least give them 6 to see if that wide receiver 3 is going to break through. What you think?
Well, let me say this real quick. Shout out to Desmond Ironman. He's been a member for 2 months. He said, great to see HTM and Boss teaming up. Go Cowboys. Indeed, man. Me and Boss going to make sure to do more content as well, man. It's always rocks.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I do agree with y'all. But I also going to say this. In Dallas, wide receiver 3 is the 4th option. So I'm not really too concerned about it.
Yeah.
Because is CeeDee Lamb going to eat first? Jake Ferguson was the 2nd most targeted player on your team. So as long as he's healthy, that is your number 2. Brandon Cooks, 3rd option. He did good. He already off to a better start this year than he did last year.
So right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then whoever steps up to be wide receiver 3 is the 4th option within this offense. So I'm not really too concerned about wide receiver 3. I wanted to have a 5-ass 2, upgrade over the age of Brandon Cooks, but we'll worry about that next year when he becomes a free agent. We can just go get somebody in the draft or go pick up a veteran or whatever. But point being, like the way that the roster is currently constructed and the way that Dak Prescott divvies out these targets, you really don't need your wide receiver 3 to be extra fire at this point because they're really down the totem pole. Like CeeDee Lamb is already going to get what 1,700 yards, 1,600 yards, however many targets to get that. We're talking about Jake Ferguson taking a jump to being an All-Pro when he get back on the field, right? We were rambling about and talking about over the offseason, right? Him taking another step in his production. This year 3 for him, right? You usually see a massive jump in player production and output in year 3. So if Jake Ferguson is going to be this all-pro tight end that deserves all these targets, and CeeDee Lamb is already one of the best wide receivers in the league, you're already barely coming up with enough targets for Brandon Cooks as it is. Why am I really concerned about a dude who's going to get 2 targets in a game?
I do understand the concern for wide receiver 3, but situationally. That's it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So 2-minute offense, 4-minute offense, where you driving and you need to get, you know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that where I would want a threat, but just kind of like a full game wide receiver 3 threat. I agree with you, Henny. You know, but
And this is another
I do
thing.
feel, Chris, because a lot of teams are trying to have 3 threats, and I'm talking about receiver threats. And I think Dak. Do you remember when Dak had like when he had Cobb, Amari, CeeDee Lamb, and Gallup?
It was Cobb, Amari, and Michael Gallup. CeeDee Lamb didn't get drafted until 2020.
It was one year that it was 4,000-yard receivers. Who was the fourth one? I can't
You
remember.
think you're thinking about 2000? You're thinking about 2019. But this is the thing: Amari and Michael Gallup had 1,000 yards. Randall Cobb didn't get the 1,000-yard mark. He had 800
So
something yards.
okay, yeah. So it was, but Cobb should have had 1,000
He
yards
should have. He had like over 200 yards of
taken off
yeah,
from
taken off
Connor
the penalty.
Williams. From Connor
Yeah,
Williams.
it really was
Hold it,
against Connor
hold it.
Williams.
But my point was, Dak was sick when he had 4 weapons. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And there are times where you might need, like when you trying to, game winning drives like that, you want 3 to 4 weapons outside your tight end.
You know something else about that season that you
Yeah,
brought up.
yeah.
Tight end play was down that year as well because you had the ghost of Jason Witten and then you had a splash of Blake Jarwin. You didn't really have the tight end position sold up.
I got a
When
different theory
you
on
were
that.
cooking.
I want you to hear me out on the theory, if you don't
Go
mind.
ahead.
My theory on what's been going on with tight end, I think teams have been adjusting to what used to be automatic mismatches. So tight end became a major mismatch position for a while. And so I think defenses began to get leaner, more hybrid linebackers, which kind of shrunk defenses, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you was able to get people that was able to match up better with the Witten types, the people that was kind of killing those bulky linebackers. So you start having more 3 safeties and ways for them to try to adjust to that tight end mismatch, which now, in my opinion, Hen, I think that's why we starting to actually revert back to running the ball, because now you got too many lean linebackers. You know what I mean? So your smarter teams are starting to beef up to take advantage of the personnel that adjusted to these tight ends. That's why I think tight end production overall is way down. And that's why I think in the last 15, 20 years, it's hard to find a first round tight end to actually hit. True or false?
Yeah,
Are you one of them believing tight ends? Are you one of them tight ends?
Yeah.
What?
You know damn well I want a wide receiver in the first round. You know I don't be looking for no.
I'm
tight
trying
end.
to make sure, bro, because there's too many people out here building that tight end BS, bro. I'm almost done with the position itself.
You sit down with the position.
Nah, but what you think of that theory, man? Because I think that's really kind of been,
It's logical.
yeah.
I can't completely say myself if that, but it makes sense. Hearing you elaborate on it the way that you did.
Yeah, cause like tight ends are not working. They really not, for the most part. You get about 3 or 4, but you get way more success at the wide receiver position. Way more. My boy Paul with the super chat, he said, "This is no trap game. Zimmer defense is here." I agree with that. That's to me. I think Zimmer has the edge that's gonna keep us from traps.
Also, Tony Snow got the same super chat with a 199 on my end. Said it's not a trap game because Zimmer will not let it.
Yeah. I agree with both those super chats, man. Appreciate you, brother. I think that's one of the main things that's gonna prevent it from being a trap. For real. Yeah. So yeah, man. Did you have anything else on the matchup?
Man, honestly, like this is a good secondary as well when they're healthy. I just don't think they'll be like
the
the Saints.
Saints.
Like they got.
Yeah,
Saints got
that's what I've been
there.
saying. Yeah. Oh, Keystone. He said I missed his super chat. Hold on, real quick.
Let's go find it.
Yeah, let me go find it. Y'all give me 1 second. My boy Lou in the house. What's up, Lou?
What's up? What's up? With
I called you
bro?
to take, bro. I called you, Lou. Yeah. It came from an 832 number. I don't see it, Keystone. Go ahead and put your comment back in there so I can take it, big dog. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see one on my end either, bro.
Keystone, I do not see it, big dog. And see, I know when Keystone be dropping them super chats, he be dropping like big ones. He be dropping like 20, bro. So he like, bro, you better find my shit.
I know, right?
I don't see it, bro. I'm clicking through. I do not see it. So go ahead and
What else spoke one for you?
Go ahead and leave your comment real quick. Keystone. Hold on real quick. Let me check another way real quick. Just y'all give me 1 second. I'm trying to find Keystone super chat. Cause I know he be dropping that big money.
Big baller shot caller, 20-inch blade on the Impala.
Oh. Hey man, y'all coming through with these super chats today, man. Y'all gonna make me hit that button, man. I gotta hit that button when y'all start hitting super chats like y'all doing. Man, I appreciate it, man. Hold on, I'm still looking for yours. Y'all give me 1 second. All right, let me take these other super chats, and this is what I'm gonna do. Keystone, if you buy your phone, I'm gonna call you, bro. That's what I'm gonna do, since I can't find your super chat. See, I'm gonna give my boy that special treatment. You feel me? This Keystone, bro, like he deserves.
This trio right there.
You feel me? I'm gonna call him, put him in the show. That's how we gonna do with Keystone. I'm calling you, Key. Key.
Hey yo, what's up, man?
What's up with it, bro? You see how much love I got for you, bro? I get you on the phone. Let's get it.
Oh, most definitely. I definitely appreciate the love. What's going on, Henny? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, brother. How you been, man?
Yeah, man. Yo, because I noticed earlier when y'all started the show, just at the time when y'all was bringing up Cliff, the new office coordinator, and I was saying that y'all say that how they was running the ball so many times, and I was like, I was just in the process of doing my super chat. And I was like, yeah, no wonder he came from the Shanahan tree.
Right.
You know how Shanahan do.
Yep.
He runs the ball.
Right.
Look at Matt LaFleur with the Packers. He come from the Shanahan tree. What do he do? He runs the ball.
Right.
So we got to be on alert with this dude because he's going to run the ball.
Yep.
He knows what we're aware of. And he's still thinking in his mind that might still be our weak point. But what he don't know is this isn't Dan Quinn's defense now. This is Mike Zimmer's defense. So let him go out there and be cocky as that he wants to think we that same defensive run team that can't stop the run. We got a rude awakening for him.
Man.
So let's just hope that he thinks it's a game.
I 100% agree with you, Key. 100%. That's also why I called it a trap. You got anything else, Key? Is that what your super chat?
No, not at all.
All right, man.
No, not at all. Everybody else got to eat.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. That boy, that boy's a professional. You see how that boy professional? That boy get in and out, bro. You feel me? That boy know how to do it, man. That's an OG in this, man. He take over. He like, let me get my point. Hold on, Key, you had something else?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, see you at the watch party versus the Giants. I'm coming soon.
Okay. So Keystone gonna be with us on the watch party on the Giants, man. Y'all know that's gonna be dope. So y'all stay on the lookout for that. That was my boy Keystone. All right, man. Let me get to these super chats real quick. You got some over there? My boy Star Breezy, man. Good to see you, Star. Been a while, man. My boy Star Breezy, man. Good to see you, big dog.
Salute the Star.
Yeah,
I just got one after you said something, and they just got the fire emojis. Dynasty football key. Salute to you.
Yeah, nah, that boy he ain't go hard, man. Nah, he's very, very, very talented, man. Very talented mind. So check this out. So D Shift, he says Zim defense versus Saints OC Shanahan guy in QB Act. Yeah, that's what we talking about. That's what Keystone was talking about. And that's what Hen was making a fantastic point. This is gonna be a good,
litmus test.
for San Fran.
Yeah, because listen, you'll see a majority of the same concepts. They'll
Yep.
utilize a lot of the same motions. You know, it's West Coast, so you'll see a lot of the same West Coast principles. So, Dallas Cowboys, if you struggle with motion in this game,
You go
then
struggle
you
with
should be.
San Fran. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you handle the motion well this game against the Saints, you might be a little bit better suited to stop what they're trying to do up there in San Francisco.
Right.
If you stop and listen, it's not going to be the same animal stopping the run. Alvin Kamara is a good back, but he's not a Christian McCaffrey, right? But if you're able to neutralize their run game in a similar capacity that you did to the Cleveland Browns, you might feel a little bit better going up there and slowing down the run game with the 49ers.
Right. Yeah. Excellent point. Dynasty Football, he sent a super chat, and he said, let me see. He said, top tier show, fellas. We're going to win it. Yeah, I think we should win it. Absolutely. We definitely got the talent over them dudes. That's not without question. You know, it just at some point with a young team, I'm just being honest, bro. I'm not going to lie, sell no wolf tickets. I do fear a young team eventually falling asleep. Just not used to the weekly grind.
So let me ask you a question, boss. We're young on paper. Who are these kids that we're depending on long term outside of the offensive lineman?
You talking about on the squad?
Yeah, like who are these extra young kids that we're just putting the world on? Overshown is not a starter. He's a rotational linebacker.
But we leaning on him. He get a lot of reps, bro. He get a lot of reps.
He rotated in, but still, that man. Listen, that man don't even have a key position. This man just got to see ball, get ball, do what the hell Mike Zimmer tell him to do. Mike Zimmer spoke on how he had that man. Majority of the time he was out there, Mike Zimmer spoke on how he was just a spy, and everything else that happened, he was just making football plays. I would be more concerned about these young guys if we didn't have Mike Zimmer. If this was a Dan Quinn ran defense, you had people hunting sacks, going rogue, not keeping up with their sound assignments, I would feel some type of way. Mike Zimmer still probably went out and cut some people out after this game. Because the way he was talking, like, man, there was some things in there that Michael Parsons need to do better.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to coach him a little bit harder.
That's a good point, Hen. That's a good point.
It's
like the coach of Zim is almost like the answer to all the tests, right?
It has to be.
Yeah.
And remember, what I wanted to say, you talk about we're a young team. The Dallas Cowboys were the second youngest team in football last year. We've been a young team.
And we saw the fruits of that, like Green Bay. Like Buffalo, and that's what I'm saying. Like Arizona, you feel me? From last year, so it's like because we saw it.
Did we struggle?
I gotta be a world test like this, bro.
I'm just saying, did we struggle in Arizona because they were young, or did they struggle in Arizona because they couldn't stop a damn sail route to save their lives? And that's schematical. Not handling motion, that's on your coach. He did not put you in position to handle motion, or he didn't cut you out bad enough to remember your assignment.
It wasn't just Arizona. That's one game.
We lost the same way. When you talk about the Buffalo Bills,
right?
The damn offensive
and
coordinator,
Green Bay. It's all of that scream young.
No, I'm talking about when you talk about what went wrong in those games. None of that screams young to me. That screams
Green Bay don't scream young to you. The way that they got shell shock,
fam. You go from not playing zone all year to playing more zone.
I think it's way more the scheme.
Hold on.
More.
Hold on.
I agree with you though. It was a scheme change, but I'm not just blaming scheme. No.
Hold on.
No.
If you listen, the Dallas Cowboys had the same issue from week 1 to the end of the year.
So you saying I shouldn't have no concerns on you?
Why would you? Let me finish my point, bro.
Go for it.
I'm trying to get to it. The Dallas Cowboys' issues was never about their youth. My question to you is this: them being older, them being a year older, was that going to help them stop the run with Dan Quinn playing 4-5 nickelbacks? Was that going to help them stop the run? Was that going to help them stop motion? Them being a little bit
No,
older, there's not a plan in place.
Yeah, the way you phrasing that question, of course not.
I'm just trying.
I'm talking about a mentality from younger people not used to these grind out long hard seasons. That's what I'm talking about. And as Dallas Cowboys youngsters, a Dallas Cowboy youngster is not used to that target that never ceases. Target never ceases when you got this star.
Nobody is used to the target of the star in Dallas, at least not for the last 30 years.
Man, I think you can do a lot better with vets in terms of being able to handle the grind of a long season. Just keeping it real.
I'm keeping it real too, because listen, we have veterans.
So you don't think my youth concern is legitimate at all?
No, because the one of the best years you ever had with rookies running the show. When we were 3rd and 20 away from going to the NFC Championship game, we ain't had that issue when Dak Prescott was a rookie quarterback, when Ezekiel Elliott was a rookie running back. We were starting every round.
See, you pulled a wee woo on that one. You pulled.
You see this guy?
Yes, that's a major
number one bullshit guy.
No, that was a wee woo. No, that was a wee woo, bro. That was a wee. You said no. You talked about Dak and Zeke. You talking about some pure anomalies, bro.
No, I'm talking about
okay, so let's talk about that game then. No. Let's go back to that game. Because you said them youngsters was running the show. It was a youngster on why we lost that game. And you know who that youngster was? Anthony Brown. That's why we lost that game, yes. Because of that pass interference. We had that game won except for that youngster. True or false?
No, that wasn't false. Because you think about the different game.
No, I'm talking about 2016.
That was Byron Jones on the tight end.
No. You gotta remember. All right, let me jog your memory. You gonna remember this?
That was Byron Jones.
No, hold on. You gonna remember this? Do you remember Heath got that interception?
Yeah.
That would have closed out the game. Do you remember?
I think you're fusing two games together.
No, I'm not. No, we had that game won. Heath got an interception, and it was taken away because of Anthony Brown pass interference.
I don't recall.
A youngster. In the fourth quarter. It would have sealed the game.
Nah, hold on. How would that have been possible? Because we were tied when the 3rd and 20 happened.
It didn't Dak get us in ahead?
No, that's 2017, the rematch.
No, man, let me go look at this, man.
That's regular season.
Because I remember we had that game sealed, bro. We had that game sealed. Let me go look it up.
You're thinking about the game where Aaron Rodgers scored a touchdown over Jordan Lewis.
No, I ain't thinking about the game. I'm thinking about the 2016. Yeah, my boy Brian Peters said it. Boss is correct. Yes, it was Heath that got that interception. I'm telling you. And it was Anthony Brown pass interference that took it away. We had that game sealed. And it was a youngster.
All right, and 3rd and 20, tie game. Go take it to overtime. Who gave up the damn 30-yard completion?
No, but I'm saying, no, that's not taking away the point that a youngster in a young moment messed up the game. And it was goofy because also Anthony Brown was pass interfering a player that wasn't even close to as fast as him. He panicked.
Listen, you act like he's the only person that had a penalty in that game.
No, it ain't acting like. I'm just talking about you saying I have no reasons to be concerned, bro. That's what you said. And I'm telling you, I do, and I should be concerned about youngsters playing in a long season. That's all I'm saying.
There is more
at some point.
There's more concern about not having a good scheme in place than having young talent. At the end of the day, there's more concern. The last time I checked, the Chiefs would not know super old team. They had young guys out there too. Every team that wins Super Bowls don't just have nothing but hardcore rugged.
But what did you say about us here? You said we was the what last year?
We were the second youngest team.
All right, so it's the difference between having some youngsters and being the most young.
Fam,
true or false?
You also got to count the dudes that don't play. Let's keep it real. How many of these guys are actually playing out there?
I mean, with us.
Michael Parsons a veteran. DeMarcus Lawrence a veteran.
Okay. All right.
Hank is a veteran.
So we had the most starters as true rookies in about 20 some years.
And on which side of the ball?
Last week, total rookies.
Okay, and we did good, didn't we?
Yeah, we do good, but that's not the point I'm making.
What point? Listen, man. My point is this.
I don't think you understand my point. I get your point. I can tell you what your point is. Your point is I have nothing to fear because of Zim. That's what you said.
My point is X's and O's are more important than the age of a player. That's all I'm saying. If you do not have a coach to put you in position to be successful, I don't care if you're a rookie, a veteran, an all-pro, or a Joe. You're not going to be successful if the scheme is not up to snub. Now I understand what you're saying about young guys make mistakes. Shit happens over the course of a 17-game
or fall asleep, not used to the grind of a 17-game season.
Listen, I understand that. But when you have a coach and you have a system you can trust in, you can win. Hell, Brock Purdy in that system over there as a 7th round, Mr. Irrelevant, helped his team get to the damn NFC Championship game as a rookie. Right? Went to the Super Bowl his 2nd year as a starter. And they got other young guys over there that help contribute to their team. So my point is this, it's not just about if you're young. Are you in a position that will help you excel and win football games? Does your system have answers to what you're going to be facing? Like, was there an answer to Dan Quinn when he was here to stop the run? Well, over the course of 3 years, it did not appear to be. Was there an answer to motion? He never really figured that out in the 3 years that he was here. Like, Dan Quinn did great things, but at the same time, there were glaring flaws in his system that prevented the Dallas Cowboys from advancing, at least when it comes to the defense. You know, that's all I'm saying. Like, I get your point. Like, yeah, there are young guys. Young people make mistakes. Young people gonna mess up. That is something to be concerned. I'm not saying that they're gonna play perfect. They're never gonna get a penalty. I'm saying that if you have a scheme and you have them in position, a lot of that other shit is gonna get mitigated. Because we've seen it too many times in the National Football League.
So, what you low-key saying is that you're smarter than Jimmy Johnson.
What Jimmy Johnson got to do with this?
You basically saying you smarter than him.
I mean, Jimmy Johnson ain't coached in the National Football League in 30-plus years. I mean, we've seen plenty of young teams win Super Bowls already. So I don't understand.
The reason why I said that is because Jimmy Johnson says the total opposite of what you're saying.
I mean, that's fine.
He said that he'd rather have Jimmys and Joes over X's and O's. You saying you trust the X's and O's over the Jimmys and Joes. It's the opposite.
No, you're putting words in my mouth. I didn't.
No, that's what you said. You said a scheme. That's what you said.
We're talking about young players. We're not talking about.
And you said players. A scheme can protect them, meaning you trust in the X's and O's over the Jimmys and Joes.
I'm trusting the coordinator to put the players in a position to win. If you listen, do we got scrubs as young players? Is Kalen Carson a scrub? Or any of these guys we're talking about putting in these positions scrubs? That's neither here nor there. What Jimmy Johnson talk about the Jimmys and Joes. Are these people Joes? Or are they just average ass players?
No, they Joes. But see, even this is the thing. Because they Joes, okay, I'm gonna just say it like this, and then we probably gonna never meet in the middle on this. How many games do they play in college?
Don't know. It depends on which particular player you're talking about.
How many games on average do they play in college?
Maybe 30.
No, I'm talking about in the season. Football.
Oh, 13. 13. Is it like 13 or maybe a bowl game?
Yeah, if you play in a bowl game. Right?
Yeah.
So, this is all I'm saying here. The adjustment from going to 13 to 17 and the playoffs could affect certain young players at some point at a higher rate than a veteran player. A perfect example of that is Osa. What does Osa usually do? He go give you a good hot first 10 games, 12 games, and then what start happening to him?
He slowed down, but he had 3 tech.
But I'm just saying though, is my point is, in my opinion, you might not agree with this, but in my opinion, with a young team, I do get concerned about younger players having to grind out in a professional league with 17 games. And sometimes I'm saying this is the main thing I'm saying. I'm keeping my eyes open because this team's so young. And this is a good test. This is how we'll finish it, where we'll agree. Games like this is a good test for a young team. Can we just agree on that?
Of course.
Yeah. So we'll just agree on that I'm going to keep my eyes open. And I'm going to continue to keep my eyes open for games like this. Because, see, some games going to be easy for a youngster to get up for, right? Philly, oh, they going to be up for that, right? San Fran, they going to be up for that. But a game like this, it's the Saints. You know what I mean? They ain't really been doing nothing. You know, some people fall asleep.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Who would fall asleep in their first ever home game? I mean, this is their first time ever playing in Dallas Stadium in front of the actual crowd. This is the home opener of the season.
You're right on that. Not this early. You're right. In the first home game, I don't see the youngsters falling asleep. Not this early. Not this early in the season.
Now listen.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
And I agree, like, listen, as a team, I think that is a team thing. I don't even think that is completely just on young guys. We've seen some of our veterans.
Yeah, fall asleep.
Some of our veterans
fall asleep.
To the damn test.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
true.
understand I agree with trap game. I just don't agree about the age thing, because I think it's probably more possible for them.
Yeah.
But I believe that is a culture thing and
a leadership thing. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. And I think that might be the divide, because I don't think it's just because you're young that all that happens. I'm not
saying young as an individual. I'm saying young as a unit, as a group. Because we was the second youngest team, so that's the whole group combined could be the reason why we had meltdowns like Buffalo, right?
Man, I will almost listen. What pissed me off more in Buffalo was the fact that they came out after the game, said, "Yeah, man, we saw Dan Quinn just stayed in nickel the whole time. We weren't even gonna run the ball, really.
Yeah,
but we just we weren't even gonna do that. We weren't even gonna do them like that."
Yeah. So
it's stuff like that made me feel some type of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I will say this though, man. To me, this was a good fight here, and
indeed, bro.
And I appreciate the fight, because I think me and you do a good job of fighting the right way. You know what I mean? You know, because when you right, you made some good points, you landed some good punches. You know what I mean? And it's a certain way to me, that people should go about it, to where I'm ready to concede if you make a good point, and you made some good points, especially at the end. You made some good points.
And you did as well, man. Believe me. Like I understand, because listen, I've been young. I'm not the same person today in my 30s that I was in my 20s. I don't think the same, act the same, or do the same activities.
Yeah.
So I can imagine being young and having a couple $1 million in Dallas, in the city. You know what I'm saying? I can understand how just being young in Dallas, playing for the Dallas Cowboys in itself can be a distraction. So I understand what you're saying.
Let me take a couple of these super chats. My partner in here, my boy Anthony Terrell. Hold on real quick, because I think he hit it basically. And I'm gonna show you, because I think you gonna like this when I play this, because this is kind of what I'm finna play is kind of staying in my mind, bro. It's staying with me based on the type of team we have, and based on how we went out last year. So I've been playing this. Y'all know I've been playing this. But this is my whole point. Basically this.
Don't let it go to your head, no.
Mm-hmm. You feel? Yeah, you feel?
I like that one.
Yeah, you feel me? Yeah, that's yeah. Don't let it go to your head, no. Yeah, so it's so and see my partner, we came up together playing ball, so he know me very well. Like we played a lot of ball together, and this is what he said, which he said Boss was a if Boss was a coach, he would be a good one for the rooks because he would keep preaching to them that it's a long road and stay focused. And that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's a long road. You gotta keep, like, every one of these games are intense. You gotta major. You can't fall asleep for a second. Don't let it go to your head, no. You are with the Dallas Cowboys. They are looking for you to slip. Cause how many times have we seen teams play flat the week before, and then when they play us, it's like they going off, right? That happened last year with Seattle. Last year with Seattle, man, they played flat as hell versus San Fran the week before. Came in to us, and they was, man, like it was the Super Bowl, bruh. Don't let it go to your head, no. Yeah,
team do got a petition to do that with the Dallas Cowboys. But hey, let me get these two supers real quick, man.
I got some too. Go ahead, and then we'll get up out of here.
My boy Chris 214 with the 2. He said, "Is Carr good versus the blitz?" I'm not sure if he's good against the blitz, but I know he is not great against pressure. Like his numbers across the board are down against pressure, but I have to see the exact numbers against the blitz. If you give me time, I'll probably have that for you by the next show. My boy Clebo with the 199 said Cowboys with the youngest team in the NFL in '92 and won the bowl.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, listen, what Boss is saying, I understand where he's coming from. You know what I'm saying? He just don't want them to be young, dumb, and not understanding the moment or the opportunity in front of them. Right?
See, man, hold on real quick.
Bro, I don't like
me and you wrong. Me and you, bruh. That's why I'm calling this game a test, bro. Wrong. Me and you, bro. Me and you, bro. Real talk.
But this is the thing, man. We didn't lose the Cardinals game because of that. We lost the Cardinals game because of Mike McCarthy play calling, because he was anemic, because he was concerned about his tackles. We lost the game because we could not stop the run. We could not stop motion or the sail concept. Like, those was grammatical
We couldn't
things.
stop the run.
We couldn't stop the run. We couldn't stop the run. We couldn't stop sail. We couldn't stop motion. We couldn't stop the quarterback run at all. Cuz took off down that sideline, looked like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, you know, my thing is I want to see, do we keep the intensity up? That's the thing. That's the main thing I want to see. Can this young team keep the intensity up? And yes, true. We won the bowl in 1992 with the youngest team. But also keep it real. Keep it real now.
But that's also the thing. That's the thing. That's what I be
Jimmy
talking
Johnson, bro.
That's why I be talking about the scheme and the culture, man.
The culture, right? I agree. And that's why I did concede when you said Zimmer was that dude that's gonna hold that down. I do agree with that. I do. You gotta have a right type of leader.
Back then.
I agree, bro. I totally agree with you on that. Like, but people gotta, in my opinion, take me and Rome serious too. We should be looking for that. Like, as a young team, you gotta, to me, keep your eyes open for that. But you're right though. With Zimmer, it's less of a risk. I'm more so than worried about with Mike McCarthy. But you're right. I'm not really worried about it with Zimmer. I think Zimmer gonna keep that in check. I think he's a version of Jimmy to that point. You know what I'm saying? You got some more super chats. I got me a couple of them over here too.
Go ahead and get those, and then I got some I want to add to that.
Okay, so my boy we will say, but Boss, does also slow down from less reps or fatigue? I think he get fatigued. I think the season we're on, especially because it's the trenches, and I think his motor so high in the beginning, it's just hard to keep up that intensity for 17 games, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely that size. Yeah.
Yeah, it just in my opinion, and that's why I think, especially them trench players, they got to get used to going from 13 games to 17 games and playoffs. You know, that's another reason why LeBron James so great. That's one of the main reasons you gotta add his durability to his GOAT. And he not the GOAT, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? The greatness of being able to play with high intensity for a lot of games. That's special. That really is.
Mm-hmm.
You got 3,000 subs, man. They say you just hit 3,000, man. Congratulations, bro.
Who?
You. Somebody say it. Somebody just said it. Somebody said HTM 3,000 subs. Did you?
Let me see. I don't believe I did, but let me take a look. Also, hey, landlord hit me with a $5 super. He said, I think that mostly on defense, we are much more mature because of the accountability. Most of the letdowns were on defense. A lot of explosive plays was. That's
true.
Oh, Cuz called me Henny 3,000. He trying to help get me to 3,000.
Oh,
so anybody,
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I know what he's talking about. That's my boy, man. So hey,
Rico.
If you ain't subbed up though, yeah, that's my boy Rico.
Y'all sub
if you
up
ain't,
to the OG.
Yeah, the sub up, man. We like 200 folks away, man.
Man, y'all help that boy get over there, man, to that 3,000, man. 3K that boy. 3K that boy.
Indeed.
All right, check this out. All right, so then we got another super chat. He said, "Say what about Dak? My QB words." Ooh, I forgot about that. I forgot about that, man. But me and my boy Black, we was talking on the phone, and he was just making an excellent point, bro. Like for the Dallas Cowboy fans that hated on Dak, especially if you old enough, you gonna know what I'm saying is true. If your quarterbacks ain't wearing Jordans, shut up talking to me. For real. If your quarterback got on some Adidas, unless your quarterback got on some J's, bro. See, my boy Weewoo said that. That's true. Like, when Jordan is endorsing you that dude, bro. You really that dude. I don't see why people ain't get that. All right, so then we got us this is a fire super chat. He say, top tier show, fellas. We're going to win it. You talking about win it all or win this game?
Hopefully both. Honestly, hopefully both. It's too early for me to say we're going to win the Super Bowl, but I feel very confident in our ability to win the game. If they don't, then I'm gonna have to come out here and cuss them out in the way that Mike Zimmer obviously wasn't. But I believe in their ability to win this game. You got the pieces in place. You got the pass rush that can. Shout out to my boy Rome, man. He said, I'm sending a CLT HTM way soon.
Yep.
Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rome a good dude, man.
And I'm gonna say this here, and then I'm gonna give my final words. We cannot play the Saints like we played the Browns.
No.
We would lose. If they play like they played game one and we play like we played game one, we gonna lose. Because you didn't see all those mistakes with the Saints. Game one. You didn't. You didn't. We cannot go in there with a sloppy game like what we did against the Browns and win. I mean that too. I mean that. We got to greatly clean it up. Because from a coaching perspective, they was not as sloppy as we was. True or false?
Nah. Now, we both had 11 penalties. But,
they had 11 penalties?
Yes. We had more yardage. It was like we had like 11 for 85. They had like 11 for 77. Some wild shit.
So that's about the same. That's about the same.
They were.
I stand corrected then. Yeah, they were sloppy then too. Okay. I just didn't see it from the tape that I watched. I didn't.
No, hold on. Which team we talking about?
The Saints.
Nah, the Saints ain't had no damn 11 penalties.
That's what I was saying.
I was talking about the Browns had 11 penalties.
No. I'm talking about the Saints. I was saying we can't play the Saints like we played the Browns or we're going to lose. That's what I'm saying. Because
Let me
they
pull up
did. Yeah.
Let's find out because I'm curious now.
Yeah. Please let me know because I will stand corrected on that if they had 11 penalties.
I know for a fact they ain't had no damn 11.
You know what I'm saying?
They had 10.
Yeah, that's about the same. So sloppy. For how many yardage? How much yardage?
95.
So they
10
had
penalties for 95 yards. They had more penalty yardage than
they had more penalty yards. So so we actually still could win that game.
And they had a turnover.
Yeah, so I stand corrected on that. I'm wrong on that.
But this is the thing that they were able to win that game. They only allowed 1 sack. Like Derek Carr was cool. That man didn't even have to get an ice bath after the game.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right, man. Let me get my final words on this, man. And first of all, man, it's always good to do shows with the OG Henny. And we gonna likely do a lot more of these type of shows. I'm gonna try to see if we can make this a normal thing. Because I think Henny does a great job of really knowing the opponents. You know, he does a really good job of knowing the opponents and kind of preparing all us mentally for what's getting ready to happen. He also has one of the best minds. I'm gonna always say that. He has one of the best minds in football, period. So I'm always give my partner his credit. He's a very talented content creator. He's very, very I'm trying to get the perfect word for you, bro. You analytical, but you the type person to where you make everybody around you tighter. Cause you the type that's gonna double check they work. You see what I'm saying? So people gotta speak slow when they're around you. Cause if you speak too fast, you gonna get caught. You gonna get caught tripping. You know what I'm saying? So my final words, man, is you know, I feel like Rome. I want to make sure that this team is prepared for a game like this that can sneak up on you. You know, I'm very curious about this game because I really do believe this is the game where Zimmer is gonna get tested. His run D is, to me, finally getting ready to get truly tested. So we go walk out of this game, as my final word, with answers. We gonna have some real answers after this game. We gonna really see, did we really build this team to be able to have the ability to stop the run? We saw great linebacker play from game one. Will it continue to be great linebacker play with a team that's going to continue to chip away at you with the run attempts? That's what this game is going to tell me. I'm certain that we go walk out with that answer. I'm certain. You know, so the answer that I believe is going to happen from the trend that I'm seeing is that we going to answer the test. But by all means, this is definitely a test for sure that's coming. And that's my final word.
I agree. And listen, the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, man. But real talk, though, man. For my final words, man, I just want to say this, man. The Dallas Cowboys have the ability to blow this team out. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not guaranteeing that it happens, but the Dallas Cowboys have every component in position to be able to completely overwhelm this team. They have a beat-up offensive line. Your defensive line, for the most part, is healthy. I know that Nealon is dealing with a calf, but your primary pass rushers, right? Your primary pass rushers will be up to snuff. They're ready to go. You have a secondary, right, that has shown that they can play with these high-power wide receivers, right? I like Chris Olave. I like Shaheed. They're not better than the wide receiving core that we just faced. They're not. The tight ends are not better than the tight end room that we just played. They're not. So They don't even have a quarterback that can threaten you with his legs. Like Derek Carr might escape for a little bit, but he's not breaking 30-yard runs like a Deshaun Watson could. So this is a team that is more ready-made for you to be able to beat personnel-wise from the athletic standpoint than what you faced just last week. I believe the Dallas Cowboys, as long as they win early and are able to score points, they can also neutralize the run game in the sense nobody wants to run the ball when they're down 17 points. Nobody wants to run the ball when the guy over there just scored 30 points and it's not halftime yet. The Dallas Cowboys offense, who is much better at home and is not playing the defense up to the same ilk as we played last year, will be able to score more points and be able to make this a lopsided affair. So I understand Dallas Cowboys cannot look past this game, but why would they? This is a quarterback that walked into Dallas and kicked their ass on Thanksgiving in front of all our entire families just 2 years ago. This is a team that just scored 47 points the week before on another NFL team. They are not going to sneak past this. A lot of these guys, this is their first time playing at home in the home opener. They are going to be locked in, prepared, and I believe in this team, man. So I got the Dallas Cowboys by 17. 27-10.
Love it. That boy say 27-10. Let's get it.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Look, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets done taught me, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets done taught me, I'm just tryna get my nigga paid. We came from Section 8, and I knew I was at since the second grade. Man, I swear my time is coming, cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid. Dollar bill, listen close, this is not a drill. Niggas hungry trying to get a meal. I've been in light, who gon' pay a bill? I've been in action, been in traction, surplus with niggas lacking, shining light but still be blacking, red lights will stop the action, green to go, even when it's slow. Higher heights to balance out the lows. Can't ride the wave cause you ain't got a